icing and cookie dough that they were feeling queasy, they all started to moan, "Oh, this reminds me of ice cream shamrock guilt cookies." They were referring to a bad experience that began with loving intentions but ended up as a lesson in priorities, for Mom anyway. I had told Kylie at the beginning of March that I would make shamrock cookies for her to take to school on St. Patrick's Day. It was my idea and she thought it was a good one. But as the days ticked off toward the celebration, we both forgot our plan. About 9 p.m. on St. Patrick's Eve, while I was at work, it hit me that I had not kept my promise. I had already let Kylie down once that week by breaking a lunch date with her, so I had to make those cookies or take a ride on the Bad Mother Guilt Trip roller coaster. I couldn't make the cookies that night. It was after midnight when I went to bed. So I got up the next morning at 6:20 to make shamrock guilt cookies. It shouldn't have been a big deal. If things had gone well, I could have had them ready for Kylie to take with her to school, but things did not go well. I mixed up one batch of dough and tinted it green so I wouldn't have to spend time on decorations. I figured the novelty of green cookies would be enough to impress any third grader. I needed only 19 cookies, but I made them too big, so I got only 17 cookies out of one batch. Okay, I could deal with that. I just make some more. But I thought, hey, I love Tawny and Bethany too, and what better way to show them than by making cookies for them at 6:30 in the morning. I doubled the recipe to allow for enough cookies for them to take some shamrocks to their friends too. I was working hard at being a good mom. I don't know what happened, but the second batch of cookies didn't look like the first ones. They didn't taste like them either. The first ones got really big in the oven and were soft and chewy. The second batch stayed small and they were dry and crumbly and hard. They were terrible. Now I really had a problem. I had a double batch of yucky shamrocks, but not enough good shamrocks for Kylie's class. I couldn't send the ones that flopped. Even I wouldn't eat them. But I had run out of eggs to make more good tasting cookies, so what was a good mother to do? Icing. Icing makes anything taste good. I would disguise the foul-tasting shamrocks so the girls' feelings wouldn't be hurt by kids spitting out their nasty-tasting treats. Surely I would qualify for supermom status after this. I mixed up some icing and tinted it green. As I piped it on the green cookies, I realized that I should have left it white because green icing doesn't show up on green cookies. Too late now. While I was in cookie turmoil, the girls were getting ready for school. I told them they would have to pack their own lunches, and no, I did not have time to fix their hair. I was making ice cream shamrock guilt cookies, damn it, and they should have been appreciative of that. I was a bit disgruntled by their attitudes toward my effort. Tawny and Bethany didn't really care about having cookies to take to school at all. My martyr ploy was sickening even to me when I said, well, I guess I just shouldn't have made cookies if nobody wants them. I was trying to shift the burden of guilt. Kylie was worried because she didn't have a green shirt to wear, and because it was St. Patrick's Day, she would get pinched if she didn't wear green. I said surely the kids wouldn't pinch someone who brought ice cream shamrock guilt cookies that their mother had made fresh that morning. She ended up wearing a ponytail left over from the day before and a ring with a green set in it. None of the girls packed their lunches, and they didn't take any lunch money either because I was too busy making ice cream shamrock guilt cookies to dole it out. Yeah. Kylie, who is so reserved that saying thank you is painful and who wipes off kisses and hugs and who thinks telling someone goodbye is just too mushy, surprised me as the bus pulled up. "Goodbye, Mommy," she yelled. I hollered, "Bye," from the kitchen as she mouthed the front door. I remember a vague feeling that something was not exactly picture perfect about that moment, but I brushed it aside because I was still doggedly working to be a good mom. The cookies weren't ready when the girls left, so they couldn't take them to school. Finally, after an investment of about 2.5 hours, I fixed 3 ice cream shamrock guilt cookie displays, one for each kid, and dutifully delivered them to school. Then, just when I should have been patting myself on the back for a job well done, it was as if someone shoved a newspaper in front of my face with a headline that read, "You blew it, Parker." In my quest for good momness, I had given all my attention to those cookies, but none to my kids. Motherhood is hard. I was a condemned woman either way. If I hadn't made the cookies, I would have felt like a heel. As it was, I forfeited what my kids really wanted, attention, for something they didn't really care about at all. The real kicker came when the girls got home from school. Tawny didn't even give her cookies to her friends. They were crumbled in her book bag. And then, after they had each eaten 3 or 4, they began to moan that their stomachs hurt and that it made them sick to even think about ice cream shamrock guilt cookies. Me too.